saying his name right. The real K1 London, K1. I'm sorry if I'm totally butchering that. He runs a whole YouTube channel dedicated to Devil May Cry.
Oh, that's awesome.
So big shout out to him. A lot of his fans posted questions and stuff, so much appreciated.
Yeah!
Johnny!
Hey! Yes!
Yo!
We're so close to each other, yet separated by There's Johnny right there.
There's me. My face is much bigger.
Were you making that music?
I was, yeah.
I was like, this is some intense holding.
That was good. I liked it. What about Charlie?
Huh?
Is that your stuff?
I've got a synthesizer here, and I was just,
You were making it?
Yeah.
That was really good. I was like, where are we going?
That's so
Just
awesome.
set in the mood.
That is brilliant.
All right.
Alright, well,
Here we are.
I'm gonna turn you up.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
There we go. Now he's all the way up live
We can hear you.
and in charge.
Nice. You guys hear me okay?
Great.
We
Oh,
can.
perfect. Okay, cool. So, I'm Johnny, Young Bosh, and I did the mocap and voice for Nero in Devil May Cry 4 and 5, and I am joined here by...
Agnes Albright, and I did the mocap for Lady in Devil May Cry 5.
And my name is Brian Hanford. I did the motion capture and voice for V in Devil May Cry 5.
So, we do have some questions that were brought before us.
Yeah, loads of them commented on a bunch of posts, so hopefully we get to all of them. That seems unlikely because there was a whole lot here.
Right, yeah. But we can definitely do as many as we can.
You, Johnny. And this is from Nero Devil Hunter, so, you know, your namesake. But what was it like, the difference between Cry 4 and Cry 5?
What was the difference of...
Yeah, like, in terms of your work with it, your experience with it.
Well, 4 was, as most of you know, like 10 years ago. So the mocap, sorry, I'm tweaking this. I hope there's a whole lot of noise. The thing that I set up to hold my phone just fell apart. The comic books. It's just comic books holding my stuff.
Let's see what we're using. What are you telling me?
Yeah, we'll take a picture and grab it later.
Oh,
I got you.
but I got going to all this together.
Electrical thing.
Alright. And, so yeah, 4 was different. The mocap stuff was a little different because we had to be a little more exaggerated in our movements so that the computer and all that stuff could actually read the movements. And so we had to overact a little bit our body motion. But this time around, we didn't have to do that. Also, this time around, we had that screen where we could see our characters in the world. You know what I'm talking about?
You did that the first time?
Once we stepped out there, we could see ourselves. We didn't have that in the first time, so we didn't really know any of that and what it looked like when we stepped out.
When did you do? When did you do 4? When was it?
I want to say it was 2008 or something like that, but it was quite a while ago.
Yeah. That was definitely like one of the biggest things when I'd be doing it and all that is just like because I remember it from way back when, and you know, to be like, wait, that's in one, they're doing another one, like that was like a huge kind of reaction in that sense. Were you surprised? Did you know they were coming out with it at all?
No, I was definitely surprised. I thought that they moved on, you know, because they did the reboot, and so I remember in Japan working on a Nico thing, and us in mocap suits, and I posted that, and then everybody thought it was DMC 5, and then I got in trouble. Because, I guess they were thinking about it at that point, or had started working on it, but we didn't know. And so, but that was one of the first, that when that happened, I was like, oh, wait, are they bringing it back? Why would it matter? Something, but yeah.
Okay.
Freaking awesome.
So I have a question for both of you guys. Which scenes from Devil May Cry was the hardest thing to shoot in motion capture?
Well, I know, at least for my character V, like half my scenes, Johnny's carrying me through them, literally, like on your back. I just found the other day, actually, a clip that I took of my phone, like filming the screens of one of our scenes, and it was you carrying me in to see Urizen, and I'm literally just falling all over you. And I just remember a few of those scenes, one in particular where I like stumble, drop my cane, then you help me back up, then I kind of stumble forward again. We just did so many takes of it because it was just trying to get the idea of I'm crumbling away and then being helped up, but I'm so desperate to go on. And I swear I remember us doing that like 10 different takes, just like trying to get the realism of falling apart. And most of that was having you be forced to lift me off the ground.
I do remember that. I don't know what was the hardest thing, because I don't know if we did anything really super physical this time around that I can recall. I mean, I think the hardest thing was waking up. I was actually the first. I started drinking coffee there, and that was the first time I ever drank. I don't drink coffee now.
In Japan?
Yeah, in Japan when we were there, like they had those little whatever.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and so that was the first time I was like, I need to wake up, and so that's where I started drinking coffee. But I was not really aware that it was like a diuretic or any of that stuff.
And those suits are not easy to get into. You're like, excuse me, can you take off these? Are you still drinking coffee now?
I am. Yeah, I still drink coffee. Yeah, I cut out. Actually, I used to drink a ton of like energy drinks, like Monster. It was really bad, and then I switched over to coffee. So I don't know how much better that is, but I've definitely switched over to coffee.
Good for you. Yeah. I don't care what anyone says. It's good for you.
Oh my God.
There was actually a question for you, Johnny. If you do your own stunts. Answer.
Well, I can do my own stunts. That's actually why I got the part originally. In 4 we did more action stuff, but they still did have the Japanese stunt team there as well. But this time around, I felt like we didn't do too much action stuff. We did there's some physicality, but it's more just moving, or if things were falling, we had to dive out of the way. But this time around, I felt like the stunt guys did more things. In fact, they did more stuff before we got there.
Yeah,
There's
a lot of stunts, and I know one of the questions that I keep getting asked is, did Ruben do all of his own dancing? And did all the characters do their own dancing? I did say, though, that Ruben is surprisingly nimble on his feet and can cut up a rug real well.
Yeah, we did some idle stuff, idle character stuff, but I don't know if I did it this time around. I know I did in 4. We did a lot of like out to the guitar and that kind of stuff, but
did a lot of like dance type stuff, like with the violin and the cane, and like a pirouette into a pose, not like a full routine, but like the beginnings and ends of it.
Right. Oh, that's right. We did do beginnings and ends of it. There's one where I'm like really dancing, and I'm like, I didn't do that. But I do remember doing it.
I don't know if they were like capturing you at that point. You're just like between your takes, like.
Exactly.
We should all learn our dance, including Ruben.
Although maybe not anymore. So more timing for that. Right. I had a question from some fans and also some amazing cosplayers, but they're amazing artists. Guzzardi, they asked, what was it like working in mocap together with other people? How do you find doing mocap when you actually get to do scenes with the other actors versus just doing mocap, on your own? What
definitely better for as far as acting, because then you don't have to assume how they're going to respond or how they're going to react, and you can naturally react off of each other. You know, but it's great to have all of us there throughout whatever scenes, and I mean, because already we really have to imagine the world.
Yeah.
First off, we're in these weird suits, you know, with shiny balls all over them, and then you know how they would just build these things out of, like, you know, wood, chairs, and duct tape, and you know, and you're like, this is a van, you know, and it's like, that's pretty. Right.
Yeah. I mean, that was honestly, I always thought that was actually impressive. How literally it felt like they MacGyvered everything to be something like the van, especially, but also like these giant mountains, or like, you know, the Urizen throne and all that is like bananas. But I also think that working as like mocap actors in the same scene, it makes it a lot easier, kind of going off what you said, to match energy levels. Like, you are both going through something, like you're both about to go into a fight, or you're both on the verge of death. It's a lot easier to do that with someone there next to you, because then you kind of see how each other are acting in that moment, versus assuming they're going to be at the same level as you when they do their filming later on, or, you know, vice versa.
Right. Well, yeah, especially when there's like, you remember that sequence where you're pulling me back and I'm trying to go this way, and then the place starts falling apart. How in the world would I do that without you there? Pull me back. Oh no, he's falling. No, it's definitely better to have somebody there to react off of.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Let's see. Well, I have a ton of questions. Johnny, I know you have a ton too. Do you have any that you want to get to, or do you want me to kind of...
If you have some already, I mean, I can either go through it. There was a couple on here as well. I don't know if we can catch those. They go up so fast.
Really fun ones. They're kind of not so much to do with like the mocap world and everything, but I'll ask you guys these. I like this one. Well, this is actually to do with Devil May Cry. Why did Nero's hair change?
That's a good question. I don't really know why his hair changed. I think maybe they were just thinking it's 10 years later or whatever. Actually, I'm not really sure how far it's supposed to be in the timeline. But yeah, I think they're just like, they're older, and so, you know, that's his look when he was younger, it's his, you know, look later. So I don't really know exactly.
Stylist is like, you gotta upgrade. You gotta explain. Okay, so here's kind of one very similar. Why does Johnny always wear a black hat? I actually really like this question. It's from A Devilish Hotel in Hell.
I'm looking for a black hat. I had one here somewhere. I don't know. I think I just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I like black. I don't know. I for some reason, it's odd that that's a question, but I do have quite a few black hats.
Well, I was gonna say, now thinking about it, I feel like in Japan, especially like on the days off, like, you did always wear a black hat.
Black goes good with everything.
That's true.
Black does go with many things. I think I'm just lazy. Like, I don't like to do my hair. Like, I didn't even do it now. I just don't like to do my hair, and so I know I just threw a cap on. So much easier. I'm lazy. That's all it is.
So I have a question from Marina Gregoriva, and excuse me if I pronounced that wrongly. I sincerely apologize, trying my best. First of all, thank you so much for your comments. She wants me to be, and so do I won't lie. But a question was, what was the most memorable moment, funny or sad, while working on the Devil May Cry 5 project? And I gotta say, my first one was actually when we got to Japan, and the first time that we went into the mocap studio and kind of saw the space, and we're there with, you know, Yuji, and it just like, it was really awesome to see kind of the whole team actually all together in one place the very first time. And like, especially because at the start we were all there, you know, like people left as they got there, work done and all that, but at the very beginning, all of us were there, and the whole stunt team and all the artists and motion capture engineers and all that. It was definitely like amazing to be part of that moment. Sappy. I know.
What's your favorite is. Is that weird?
No.
Learning to be as loud as possible while eating.
I don't know. I like all that. I liked everything. There wasn't anything that I didn't like. I liked how physical it was, and I liked the fact that we didn't really have to think about too much, like where our camera was or what angle or anything like that. Like, we just had this giant stage, you know, that you everywhere you looked and turned, everything was picked up, so you didn't really have to like worry too much about like, oh, my camera here and there. And what was the second part of that question? I forget.
That was it. Just what was your favorite bit from filming, whether happy or sad?
Food.
There weren't many sad food.
Let's see. What was my favorite? Gosh, I don't know. I feel like I had a second ago and now it just escaped my mind. I definitely just liked being there. Even just afterwards, you know, hanging out. You know, remember, like we found that weird. There's that weird bar at the end that before. Well, it's like, and I can't remember. I just remember we had a lot of good times afterwards, hanging out.
Hey, are you talking about the DJ guy? The one that was
Yes, the DJ guy. Yeah, it was later. Like everybody had already gone off, and then we were like hung out with some strange DJ guy, and I feel like we rapped or something. Didn't we take his microphone?
I love that Johnny does not remember any of this. He's like, there was like a rapper.
I vaguely remember things happening there.
I remember because I have video of it.
Oh, yeah.
We like went to the I had like a day where I was like wrapped early, and then I'm like, someone go into like town with me, like I can't go by myself. And you were like pretty tired, but you're like, you know what? I'll go because everybody was still shooting. And then randomly, like two of my friends were in town, like randomly in Tokyo, so we met up with them, and it was like this like random like staircase that like led you up to a bar, which was like the size of a kitchen, not even I don't know like.
It was
like 4 people would fit in there, but this guy got on the mic. Maybe I'll share like one little like clip of it, and he started beatboxing, and we were like, "Dude, that's not real." And he was so good. That was a really fun night. That was super fun.
Japan is just awesome. You know, it's just cool. It was cool to be there. The culture, everything about it is just so different. You know, and kind of fun to experience.
It's really like stimulating, like visually. It's just there's so much color, and everything is so clean and so organized. There's not a single trash can on the streets. Do you guys notice that? Like if you had trash, you took it with you. Like there was that. I mean, that like blew me away. Okay, yeah, we could definitely talk about Japan for a long time, but really get to some more of these questions.
Well, here's one, Johnny, that I hadn't even thought about, so that kind of is my answer to the question. But from Ovid69 and a couple of other people have asked this, but because there's some like emotional moments obviously between, you know, V and Nero, and just like they have their own emotional moments, but like did you ever feel like there was a fatherly connection between V and Nero, because Nero is Virgil's son and V is part of Virgil and his, you know, more human emotional side? So was there ever that connection? And I literally like didn't think about that at all until it was brought up to me on these questions and comments. So my answer is no, but what do you think?
That's a really great question, because I didn't think about that at all, really. As far as like, I knew that he was, I'm assuming these guys have all played the game.
Yeah.
No? Because that's like totally spoiler.
Spoiler.
But like I knew that he came from Virgil, you know, and I just didn't. There were a lot of things, a lot of mystery to that, you know, and so I know that I was thinking in my head, like, what part of Virgil is this? Like this, you know, is this when he was younger? Like, is this, you know, what side of him is this? You know, it is very poetic, obviously, and maybe that was the side that fell in love with Nero's mother. You know, I don't know. I feel like maybe that was possibly it, but I don't think I really thought about it too much. I was more just reacting off of what you were doing in your head.
Also, that element of like, I always felt like he was a part of Virgil that almost like he didn't know himself, in terms of like it wasn't a part of him that he was suppressing, it was just a more subconscious part of him. So that manifestation of V is a little bit more like its own thing. total sense. But there's like those moments where he's like, I never would have dreamed of, using the boy and stuff like that. It's very non-committal. Yes, next question.
I have a ton of fun ones.
Do it.
I kind of really want to know these on a personal level.
Oh.
What are your dream cars? And that's from the real K1 London.
Dream car. Do you have one, John?
Oh. I don't really have a dream car.
Wow.
Yeah, is that weird? Does that make me not a man?
Not a
You know what? I've always liked Mustangs, but I would say it's my dream car, though.
Well, I will say to you, Johnny, that I like your style because mine is a 1967 fastback Shelby GT500 Mustang.
Whoa, you know.
Well, yeah.
You know.
It's from the original Gone in 60 Seconds and then again in the new Gone in 60 Seconds. But, yeah, that's just a dope car. Or the DB9 from Goldfinger, James Bond.
I
Yeah.
just like a Jeep.
Like the Jurassic Park Jeep.
Those are the best.
Just like a big Jeep with like big tires, a little bit of a lift. I don't know, I just think it'd be really fun.
The best.
Totally impractical in LA. I never
Like a monster truck.
The biggest car I can find.
I know, I kind of agree with Johnny. Like, I'm happy with my Prius.
I have a Prius.
Yeah, it's very LA of us.
Well, I'm just sitting in traffic all day. I don't
That's
want to waste
true.
gas.
That's true. Let's see. You know what? I do want to give a shout out to, am I saying this? I hope I'm saying his name right. The real K1 London? K1? I'm sorry if I'm totally butchering that. He runs a whole YouTube channel dedicated to Devil May Cry.
Oh, that's awesome.
So big shout out to him. A lot of his fans posted questions and stuff, so much appreciated. So this is from Nero, Rezoura, Angelo. They would like to know how we were in high school. There's like really specific questions, but Johnny, what were you like in high school?
Younger.
Much younger. I was, I was definitely a shy kid, but I was a joker as well. I was definitely a shy kid, but then I would joke a lot. I would clown around a lot. I'd get in trouble. I don't know why. Maybe it was just I just wanted to be a cool kid, but I never was really. I was never a part of that group. I was always outside that group.
Yeah.
I feel like you're so cool. I don't even believe you.
Yeah, you're the front man of a band. You are a Power Ranger. You do parts of voiceover characters as well as acting and motion capture. It seems strange that you would have been so shy.
Yeah, well,
I was very loud. No, I think I'm more like, I was kind of a theater kid. Like, I loved doing the acting thing. I loved doing improv. I sang in bands and stuff. Like, any way that I could be on stage and in front of people, I tried to do. And played lots of sports, but also I was like, I went through quite a tumultuous period tumultuous, right? Yeah. Because when I was like 11 and 12, I was like bullied really, really hard because like I was the only guy that would do choir and drama and all that kind of stuff. And, back then people just like, I don't know, I was just hated on real hard and it created a lot of problems for me. But interestingly enough, it made me double down on what I love to do because I was like, oh, well, if you think I shouldn't do this or if I'm going to be teased for doing it, then I'm going to do it that much harder. And so, like, yeah, it just became what I really wanted to do. And I feel like I was lucky in the sense that from when I was like 5, I was like, I want to either be the lead singer of Def Leppard, which I couldn't have done. I guess I could still technically, but it's a long shot, or be an actor. So, like, I've been lucky enough to know what I wanted to do my whole life. But that also makes it hard because as you struggle to do it and, like, audition and all that BS, it's like, this is all I have made for. Why is it taking so long?
I cannot do anything else.
Yeah.
Please, Lord.
Seems strange. What about you?
Honestly, like, I was kind of a dork, but I was also really, like...
Again, I just don't believe it.
No, I really was. Like, humble brag, I was voted class clown. I was sad, and that's my humble friends, and we had so much fun, and we would do weird, crazy things. Like, I went skydiving with my sister's ID, which is a really bad idea. Nobody ever do that, because you have to, like, you, like, literally sign your life away.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yes.
So you just put that idea in people's minds.
That's a really bad advice.
Whoa! Don't do that.
But I don't know, we just
She is not a role model.
like TPing towards houses, or, you know, like, weird, like, small town, like, stuff. I don't know, we just had fun. Like, there wasn't anything like there is now. There wasn't, like, social media or anything like that. Like, we just got away with a lot more, and it was fun.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Having no social media was, like, a really interesting thing, because I just, like, I can't imagine what it would have been like.
Yeah.
Like, to have social media, I mean, holy Lord, I find it intense now, and I barely use it, you know, like, I use Instagram.
I'm actually glad. I'm glad I grew up in the time that I played outside. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have got into, you know, sports or martial arts. Maybe I would have just been on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
This is a really weird turn. We're like,
It did, huh?
thanks for playing Devil May Cry.
Johnny,
Please
YouTube.
go outside.
Put the game down.
No, it's true. I think you need a little bit of everything. You know, when like we
You need
talked
a
about.
balance. Yeah.
What's that?
A good balance.
That's right. If you know,
Yeah.
if like going outside is your thing, or getting into like a video game or comedy on you know, on the TV, like if that's your thing, if that's like your getaway, like that's awesome. And we provide that, and that makes people happy. That's really cool.
That's what I love about video games, is like, it's a full-on switch off for me. Like, I love playing video games because it's not a movie where you can be on your phone and, like, you know, be talking to people. You really have to pay attention. It really does kind of allow you to just switch off everything going on in the world and just focus on what's in front of you, regardless of what it may be, whether it's Devil May Cry, whether it's, you know, I don't know, a football game, anything like that.
So the cool thing is that we could do things like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of cool things, you know, like this, that you wouldn't be able to connect with your, you know, support base or fans, you know, not like this. This is pretty awesome.
That'd be really hard to like write little notes and like send them. Here and done.
Yeah.
Well, back in when I was on Power Rangers, we would get fan letters, you know, but it was, I don't know, I don't think I ever wrote anyone back.
Yeah.
Hold on, Johnny. We're having a hard time seeing you. We're still gonna see. Oh, there you are. This is weird. Here.
I move.
Wait,
Whoa.
what?
Whoa, that's so weird. Sorry.
This is weird. It's like delayed by a second. Okay,
The Matrix.
here, but we don't see there. That's okay. Okay.
Don't
do what we're doing right now. Okay, I'm gonna log on to my phone.
All right. Anyway, moving forward though, Johnny, I have another question for you,
Okay.
and that's from Bionic Cat Bus. Nero sounds a little bit different in Devil May Cry 5. Was this a conscious decision, or have you just grown and changed?
No, he's older.
Yeah.
He's definitely older. And he's not, you know, he's a little, like I played him a bit more, I mean, he was still cocky, but he was definitely naive and young the first time around. And so this time, you know, it was definitely different. You know, I did try to be a little more mature. You know, he's still Nero, but he is definitely a little more mature. But he's still, you know, because I do feel like I played him a little, I don't know, on the edge of things, you know, like everything was like, just gonna go for it, or, you know, or whatever. He would just jump in, you know, or this time around, maybe he would think about it more, although that would bother him, you know, certain things Dante would say or whatever. My dad would.
Fair enough. Well, good. Right. What's next?
I have another question. This is for all of us. Do you personally identify with your character at all? That's from Reaper.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I know that in the very beginning, when I did 4, I remember going through the script and not knowing exactly how to play Nero. Because when I read him, I was like, man, I feel like it would just be Dante. So I remember going up to Yuji and saying, I don't know what to do or what direction to go, and he just stopped me. And he was like, Johnny, you are Nero. And he walked away. And so, yeah. You know what? That's actually one of the things that I really liked about Devil May Cry that I just thought of, or in 5 especially, is that they gave us a lot of freedom in our dialogue. You know, they trusted us, at least, you know, because we obviously speak English, and some of the dialogue, you know, was translatey or, you know, it's a little odd, but there was a lot of freedom in adjusting dialogue and certain things within the scene that they just trusted us with, you know.
Yeah. Shimamura-san was freaking dope.
Yeah.
And the fact that he could do like all those stunts anyway, but is such an amazing director on top of that. So I thought that was so kick-ass.
Yeah.
I definitely, as much as it's like a weird connection, but like I identify with V in the sense that I'm a pretty emo guy in the sense that, contrary to my online persona, no, but I'm quite a like just an intense person. Like I think my look is quite gaunt and you know, dark, and the things that I gravitate towards in terms of acting and voice work, I always get villainous characters or emo characters or really dark characters, and you know, that stems from someplace. And I like, as a creator as well, when it comes to my own, you know, writing and all that kind of stuff, it's always got a pretty dark edge. So I think a lot of that plays in, like when I went in and was doing the audition scenes, that comes across really well, and so obviously that's part of moi. What about you? Was it easy to get into Lady?
Yeah, because I feel like she's kind of a badass babe,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, she holds a freaking bazooka on her hip.
That's
like,
true. I don't know, I like how she was like very so true, but also just tough. You know? Yeah, she's just a tough chick. I don't know, I like that personality in general in people.
Yeah.
I also like, you know, gentle and everything. I don't know. I identify with everything.
I feel like I feel like G's the most gentle character in the whole series. Just like, I'm not even going to fight. I'm going to let my familiars fight, and then I'll just come in at the end for a little stab.
He does do that.
I mean, that is his character to a T. Oh, another question was like, I don't know, like when I play, I definitely prefer to use, pardon me, Shadow, because it's super dope, and Nightmare when I can, because that's super awesome. Johnny, have you ever met your face model? That's a question a bunch of people have asked.
Yeah.
Have you ever met the person who did like the face for it?
No.
Yeah, neither have I. Although I've spoken with Owen, just, you know, like he's over in Ireland and London because he's, you know, modeling and whatnot, but over Instagram, and he seems like a super awesome dude, just crazy supportive of the game, and yeah, it's awesome to at least be able to get in touch with him in that sense. I'd love to meet up with him at one point.
So I'm getting a bunch of questions, but I know we do have to log off in a second. A lot of people want to know, are you guys going to be at any like cons or anything? What's coming up? Anything, Johnny?
Yes.
What are you doing next time, Johnny? Where can people see your face?
Yes. Yeah, we, in fact, one of my managers is trying to set things up right now to have at least 4 of us, and we should probably try to get as many people as possible. But definitely Ruben, Dan, myself, and Brian are going to be doing a few cons here in a bit. I think, you know, we'll know that soonish. I imagine, well, I can probably, Galactic Productions is probably starting to set some stuff up, and hopefully, I know that definitely in the, you know, towards the end of the year, we'll have more dates for the following year. We are definitely going to be doing some cons. Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. Absolutely. And hopefully, yeah, like Johnny said, hopefully I'll be there for at least most of them, if not all of them, because I really want to be. And any way that I can tag along with Johnny, Ruben, and Dan, I am super down.
Those two are trouble. Those Dan and Ruben are trouble.
Personal question before we leave, you know, but last question, and this is from me, genuinely, Johnny. Because obviously you have a lot of, you know, fandom with the Power Rangers series and a lot of the anime that you've done as well. What's it like, you know, being part of such, you know, distinct fan bases? Like, one thing that I've noticed, and I know Agnes has said this as well, is just like, the Devil May Cry fan base is like really intense and awesome, and it's like a really great community where people are extremely passionate about the game. And I know obviously the Power Rangers is on another level in that same regard. So what's it like being part of those two worlds?
Well, I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know how to answer that. Really, it's awesome. It's great to be a part of things that end up, I guess, becoming something like this. You know, like Power Rangers. You know, when I started working on that, that was probably one of the only things that I was familiar. There might have been a couple other things that I knew of, but I don't know. I think I'm just very fortunate to have kind of been at the right time, or auditioned for the project, or booked something. You know, even just coming in this, I actually auditioned for Dante.
Oh, really?
For three, yeah. Actually, Ruben was the one that was directing all the cast.
Whoa.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Right? And so, but anyways, yeah. And so he was actually the one that, you know, we went into his studio for 4 to audition for Nero. But yeah, I don't know. It's really awesome. And you know, I think maybe just, you know, I've grown up shy or whatnot, and being somewhat insecure and all that. It's kind of nice to work on something and then find out that, oh, people like this, you know? Yeah. That's one of the great things about going to conventions, is because you don't really know. You put in all this work and effort into something, and you don't know until you really kind of show up at a con where people are dressed up as your character, or, you know, the DVDs or the game or whatever, and then you get to see that excitement and go like, man, that time that I did this work, you get to see the reward. Because a lot, you're like, even just being in the booth doing voiceover, you have no idea. You're just working on something, you know, you're doing your best, but then you don't know that reward. You know, they're not like, oh, way to go, you're amazing. No, they don't do that at all. It's like, you know, and so like coming to a con, meeting people, that's where you really get to find out, you know, the reward, I guess. Meeting people.
Yeah.
So we have a couple minutes left, so I want to kind of give you guys some this is for all of us, some quick spitfire questions. Ready?
Cool.
Cats or dogs? John, you. Johnny?
What?
Cats or dogs?
Oh, dogs.
Oh.
Both. You can't say both.
That's cheating. They said cats or dogs. Okay, never mind.
Beach or mountains?
Wait, what?
Beach or mountains?
Oh gosh, I don't. Mountains.
I would say mountains.
Definitely the ocean for me, the beach. Salt or sugar?
Sugar.
Salt.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee.
You know Johnny.
Coffee.
Favorite meal? If you could eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? One thing.
Pizza.
Avocado.
That's not a meal.
Avocado.
Single thing, I'd say avocado.
Oh gosh, I don't know. Tacos.
Tacos. Oh, that's good. Shit, that is a good one. Favorite movie?
Answer that.
Johnny?
Dang it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Never-ending story.
Wow, really? Okay, one in my top 10, Pulp Fiction, but I can't say it's very favorite. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I do have like a top. I don't
Yeah.
have a, but Twilight Samurai.
Okay, I thought you were gonna stop at Twilight, and I was
No.
You need to talk.
It's very different. You guys should check it out. If you have Twilight Samurai, it's a really cool Japanese samurai.
Castle in the Sky, you know that?
What was that?
Castle in the Sky, do you know that?
Yeah, Castle in the Sky. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite anime movies ever. Alright, sorry.
Perfect. Okay, favorite game?
Categories.
I think they mean like video
Devil May Cry 5, obviously.
Yeah, Devil May Cry.
Candyland. I don't know.
Candyland.
You said categories.
Well, I thought board game.
That's awesome. Favorite Devil May Cry character? I think this is a trick question, and we're gonna end it on this.
V.
Nero.
Okay, it's not my own character and not one of our.
Dante. No, actually, probably be Virgil. It'd be Virgil for me.
Okay, alright.
I actually really like V. I really do. I love like the swagger and the kind of like, peace out, guys. Take care of this. I'll come back. Whatever.
I've said this before. I really like Griffin because seeing Dan do the actual physical Griffin when we were filming, and then Brad who I've actually met doing the voice for it is freaking awesome.
I've actually asked them if I could show some of the mocap stuff. I'm hoping because they gave me for 4. They gave me all the cutscenes, but in our mocap stuff. So
What?
I'm hoping to get 5.
Dude, I need to get on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go to Japan and then talk.
It's good with you.
We should all go to Japan. Let's all go back to
myself in
Japan.
the suitcase.
Okay, we have to go. We
Yeah.
have time. Johnny, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Brian, thank you.
Thank you guys. Thanks for being here.
I've had loads of requests. When you hit end, hit save to your story for 24 hours so people that are in countries where it's already nighttime can watch it tomorrow.
I don't know how to do that.
This when you press end,
Yeah.
you hit X, it'll say save to your story and just hit yes.
All right. Okay. All right.
We'll figure it
For
out.
all you fans out
This
there,
is my first time doing this.
it's Johnny's fault.
All right.
Another one. I'm sure there'll be another one of these.
Yeah,
We will do another one.
Place it once.
We will do another one, right?
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Johnny.
Bye.